We're standing by for the defense. That's what we're waiting for, the defense's closing argument, which should be coming up in any minute.
We're going to head out now to Christiane Cordero. She also has been following these closing arguments throughout the community, talking with different people who have been following this case very closely. Christiane, what are people telling you this morning?
Well, Heather, we're right here at the Corcoran Neighborhood Organization, which, to give you some perspective, is pretty much the halfway point between 38th and Chicago, just to the southwest of us, and the former 3rd Precinct, Lake and Minnehaha intersection. The executive director for the Corcoran Neighborhood Organization is Alicia Smith. And Alicia, we met last summer. A lot has happened since then, both within this neighborhood and then, of course, within the greater community. As you've been watching this trial, which I know you've been doing closely, what are some of the things that have stood out to you both today and throughout the trial overall?
Overall, what stood out to me is how we need to humanize Black people and humanize and validate the experiences without questioning them and undermining them. But specifically today with closing arguments, what stood out was the state's position to remind the jury that George Floyd was complying even while he was fearing the unknown.
What part of that moment in particular stood out for you?
The part that stood out to me the most was the prosecution walking a step by step from the moment that Officer Lane approached George in his car to the moment when Derek Chauvin and his partner arrived. George was met immediately with aggression. It was very hostile. The officer had his guns out in seconds, and still George Perry Floyd complied. He never once ran. He didn't try to. He was attempting to be acknowledged as a human and say, I'm afraid. And in fear is irrationality, but he never used his body as a weapon.
Part of the human experience is the trauma that you have experienced as a Black woman who's living in South Minneapolis right now, and going through this trial can in some ways be very re-traumatizing, and in particular with what the community has been through again in the past week. And so why watch the trial to the extent that you have been?
I have an obligation. I have an obligation to see this criminal justice through to the end. But much bigger than that, while we have lost George Perry Floyd, we are in a fight to just be acknowledged as human beings, and it is absolutely re-traumatizing, re-triggering, and it reminds me, in raising 2 young sons, the fear and the possibility of life that they're up against.
It's one of your son's birthdays today.
It is.
8 years old.
He's turning 8 today.
As a mother, how do you have these conversations?
It's tough. It's hard. I've been in so many meetings, and my children have been, sort of bystanders in these meetings. And in a meeting just recently, my 8-year-old chimed in and said, I wish people would just be tired of violence. And he's 8. And that was the truth. And that is the reality in which he sees the world from an 8-year-old perspective at 3.5 feet tall.
It's such a simple way of looking at the complexities that you work to help bridge every day, right? Through the Corcoran Neighborhood Organization, you are out delivering meals in the community. You're doing a lot of work, and so I guess what people can't see as we stand out here is just inside those walls, y'all have the speaker going with the trial, but you're continuing your day as normal.
Yeah, I have to continue to show up and serve community, because while I'm feeling that same angst and fear and anxiety, so are the people that live around us, and there are people who are not as fortunate to have a network of people to even process with, or even have loved ones that they can have physical contact with. And so we continue to show up and provide aid to people. We're just lending a hand. It's like going to your favorite aunt's house or your cousin's house and knowing that you can arrive broken, bruised, naked even, and someone will be there to clothe you, feed you, and love on you. And that's all we're trying to do in community while protecting community.
Is that how you help center yourself in something like this?
Absolutely. Community is the reason why I have not gone crazy and sort of retreated myself into this dark hole that could be depressing and debilitating for me, for many others. We're living in a time where it's scary, where we have watched over the last, week and a day now, 2 people be murdered by the police, on top of the fact that we've had multiple murders throughout our community since then. That's hard to swallow.
I think the anxiety bit, Alicia, is one that you mentioned, and in talking to so many people in the community, it seems like that is where we are in South Minneapolis right now, is just on edge of just that anticipation and knowing that the timeline is finite in every way possible, but the actual predictability of it is non-existent right now, guys. So that's kind of the sense that we're getting down here.
Right. And thank you to Alicia for sharing those really invaluable thoughts on all of this. Yeah.